All right, guys, today's not a sprint. And if you train long enough, you will know why that matters. So yesterday, as I posted, you guys understand that I did a quick little video regarding the walks and then the sprints, how I combine that, and how it's considered a HIIT type of training, which HIIT stands for, high intensity intervals. High intensity interval training. And it does tax your nervous system, and I try to spread those out at least a minimum of 48 hours, and preferably Mondays and Fridays, give it some more time, because it does tend to tax the nervous system. So today at boxing, it was, class was between 1 and 2. I didn't coach today. I was part of the class, and there was kind of a low turnout, which nothing wrong with that. People do things on Fridays, and but for whatever reason, we didn't have a huge class. Believe it or not, there was only a total of 5 of us for that class. Another gal who was there, she was there for her first class. So head coach Sean Frierson took her and was showing her the basics, try to get her up to speed. And it was myself, Lay, Jose, and Luis. And Jose, he was feeling a little feisty. And he says, hey, let's do some body sparring today. So since I had the class, I said, yeah, sure, So, we did our typical routine of, 3 minutes of jump roping, which, by the way, I did a whole round of jump roping, and very proud of myself, because just a month ago, I wasn't even jump roping at all because of my Achilles. So it is healing. Anyway, let's not go that route. Shadow boxing, we start shadow boxing, do our 4 rounds of shadow boxing, and then we put on our gear to start to body spar. So we're body sparring, and I initially started with the rounds of 2 minutes, which is fine, 45 seconds in between. But to cover the time, the last 2 rounds, I actually bumped it up to 3 minutes. I didn't tell them, but I did. And I was feeling decent. I was feeling good. And even though I haven't been doing the HIIT programs, I have noticed that my cardio is starting to kind of come up. But I was almost going to do another HIIT training today. I'm out here hiking at Don Edwards. And the reason that, I'll tell you why. I've also been on this, little voyage of dropping weight, which it's starting to work. It's actually starting to work, guys. I'm down, not significant, but for this month, I'm almost down 4 pounds. I'm going at it really, really, really slow this time around, because you guys probably don't know this, but I'll show you guys some images. At the beginning of this journey, I was 285 pounds, guys. Last November, I was able to get down to 185, so that's 100 pounds. But when I finally hit 200, those last 15 pounds, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was cutting calories a little too aggressively, and I was starting to pay the price, especially with my workouts. So fast forward, I have gained 15 pounds. No, 17 pounds. I'm 17 pounds heavier than what I was. So, oh man, let's see if, what? This microphone is amazing. Yesterday when I was walking down Central, it it canceled out all the noise. Right now we're going right over the Dunbar Bridge. We're on this catwalk. You guys, you can see all those cars. There's a lot of noise going out. So let's see if this little microphone cancels it out. That'll be great if it does, because last time I did it, it's like, woo! I didn't even upload the video. So anyways, guys, yesterday I was at 202. I weigh myself once or twice a week. I try not to get obsessive about it either, because I used to kind of get a little bit obsessive. And long story short, okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to stop this recording really quick, because I just realized the settings on this are off. I'm at 60 frames per second. I should be at 30. Let me fix that, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, sorry, I'm back. So anyway, I woke today and I was at 201. So, woo! The beginning of the month, I think I was about 205. So almost, let's see, yeah, about 4 pounds, which is amazing because I'm going at it really, really, really slow. So check this out. This is where my mind went. I'm thinking, okay, I did high intensity interval training yesterday. That's probably what got me, you know, that little pound, which is not, I burned a whole 400 calories yesterday, guys. Well, between that, you know, and my daily routine, you know, but for the exercise itself, it was 400 calories. Pound of fat, it's 3,500 calories. So, you know, I had to get rational about it. But, oh man, look at this little rabbit. Oh. But in the past, guys, when I would have those little like, oh man, you know, if this worked out that great, maybe if I work out more, I'll burn more. That's where my mind went. So after the body sparring, I was thinking to myself, you know what? I'm feeling I got a little juice in me. I'm gonna come out there and I'm gonna either repeat the interval training, or I'm gonna go and do some stairs, you know? And I had to catch myself. I said, nah, because I am notorious for overtraining, you know? To the point where when I was in cycling, I would, you know, that I think I told you guys, I would have to be checking my heart rate on a daily to see what my averages were and see if I would wake up on a higher average, excuse me, you would know that I'm overtraining. So I had to catch myself. And sometimes, you know, we fall into these endearing traps where like, okay, if this is working, then you should be doing more, right? Next thing you know, you continuously do it and you're just digging a deeper hole. You don't maybe not feel it in the first week or second week or third week, but eventually, you know, third, fourth week comes around and you're just fried. Hello. You know, you're just fried and you don't even know. You think, oh, what gives, you know? And so you gotta understand, every time we go in there and we do these high intensity interval training, we are taxing our nervous system. We really are taxing our nervous system. And, you know, I caught myself. And that's why I'm documenting this, so I can refrain and tell myself, you know, you're not being lazy, you don't have fatigue, you feel good, you saw something nice on the scale. So instead of going out there and, you know, working myself again, I decided to come out here. And like I said, this is now we're entering the side of, so on that side, we were on Don Edwards. Now we're going into, this connects over into Coyote Hills. It's all Fremont. That little bridge we took connects into Coyote Hills. And I'm just gonna go for a leisurely 1 mile in, 1 mile out. And that's it, that's all. Boom, we do that, we pull the plug. And we did enough where this is more like of an active recovery, but that's 2 workouts in 1 day. Well, this is more of a active recovery slash, you know, I wouldn't consider it intense. It's not really intense, but I was gonna make it intense, thinking like, holy cow. And I made myself the promise that I wanna be dropping at about 1%. So that's gotta be no more than 2 pounds per week. You know, I don't wanna fall into that trap where I'm overdoing it and I start losing, and then next thing I know, I'm under fueling, I'm fatigued. Oh, beautiful hummingbird. I'm just like not in the zone, you know? So we're gonna take it easy, guys. We're gonna take it easy. That's why this channel is Boxing Over 50, huh? And the body is just a little bit different, So the hook for today is, you know, if you're feeling fatigued, doesn't mean you're lazy. You really have to ask yourself that question, you know? Am I feeling lazy or is this fatigue, you know? And that's only a question you can answer yourself. And if whatever your answer is, if you're really fatigued, you know, you're just like, you know, dragging, just take the day off completely. You know, something super moderate. If you want to do something, even do something super moderate. And if you're just feeling lazy, change the scenery, guys. Change the scenery. I don't know what part of the country you're in, but I'm up here in Northern California, and it's gorgeous, man. It's still, you know, winter, but you know, take advantage of that. If not, you know, you get yourself a good podcast. Throw your headphones on, go to the gym, get on the elliptical, get on the treadmill, you know. And if not, you know, if all else fails, and if you don't have a gym, you might want to consider investing in a treadmill, you know, something that you can do in home, you know, and stimulate yourself that way. And here's another thing that I'm going to mention, and then I'll wrap it up, is I have a friend who, I think I mentioned this in the last video, but I'll mention it again, that he was asking me about what he could do in terms of working out, you know, like he wants to get back in the game, but he doesn't necessarily want to come to the gym. So what I recommended is he learns his punching sequence, you know, the 1-2, okay, jab, cross, 3-4. That is going to be your lead hook and your lead hook, rear hook, and your 5 and your 6, your lead uppercut and your rear uppercut, okay? And then after that, you know, once we get those basic punches, we can start putting some sequences together. So what I'm gonna do for the next, well, no, I shouldn't say the next video, because I'm gonna be doing some stuff this weekend, is I'm gonna gather my duffel bag, and I'm gonna put some stuff in it, and it'll probably consist of an agility ladder, jump rope, and a speaker. And I'm gonna just do a quick little routine that he can do, and I'll link it for him so he can go out there, and you guys can probably use it too. So we'll start with very basic, 3 rounds of jump rope, 4 rounds of shadow boxing, and then when you get into the technique side, we'll do some exercises with the agility ladder, and eventually you might even get a punching bag and do some work at home, you know. But that's all I'm gonna leave you with. Hope you guys are having a safe and productive day, and we'll catch you on the next video, guys. All right, keep boxing, guys. Take it easy.